Welcome to the Behind Reality channel. In this video, I will talk about the theory of quantum immortality. Imagine you are standing before two doors. You must choose one. Behind the first door is a quiet garden. Behind the second is a stormy sea. You choose the garden. You step through and the door closes. But what about the other you? The one who chose the sea? Did that you just vanish? Or did that you step into a different world, just as real, leaving you behind? This is the heart of a strange idea called quantum immortality. It suggests that every choice, every chance event, might spin off a new world. And your conscious self only walks the paths where you continue to exist. To understand this, we need to talk about a famous cat. Schrodinger's cat is a thought experiment. A cat is placed in a sealed box with a device that might release poison based on a random quantum event. Until someone looks inside, the cat is said to be both alive and dead. It is in a state of all possibilities. When you open the box, you see one reality. The cat is either alive or dead. Most scientists say your observation forced the outcome. But another group proposes a wilder idea. They say there was no forcing. When you opened the box, the world split. In one world, you found a living cat and felt relief. In another, completely separate world, a different version of you found a dead cat and felt sadness. Both worlds are real. They just can no longer see each other. This is called the many worlds interpretation. Quantum immortality takes this idea personally. It asks, what does this mean for you? If every possibility happens, then what happens when your life is at stake? Imagine playing that deadly game with the cat's box, but you are inside. The device is armed. There is a 50% chance it will fire. It triggers. In nearly all of the new worlds that burst into existence, you are gone. But the rules of quantum physics say that no outcome can ever have exactly zero probability. There is always a tiny, tiny chance for something bizarre to happen. A chance that the mechanism jams at the last possible instant. A chance that the particles align in a way that the poison does not release. In a handful of new, rare worlds, you survive. Here is the unsettling claim. Your conscious experience, the feeling of being you, will always follow the paths where you are alive. You will never experience the moment of your death in a final way. From your point of view, you will always find yourself in one of those unlikely survivor worlds. You will be the person who, against all odds, walks away. You might call it a miracle. The theory calls it a statistical certainty for the one who is conscious to experience it. People naturally ask for proof. There is no laboratory proof. How could there be? We cannot talk to the versions of us that died. The evidence is a kind of logical puzzle. If you believe the many worlds idea is true, then this must be a consequence for conscious beings. It is a thought experiment that shines a light on the strange link between our minds and the universe. It is less about proving we are immortal and more about asking a deep question. What does it mean to be a conscious observer in a reality that branches endlessly? This is where our dreams become interesting to think about. Dreams are our own private multiverses. In a dream, you can be chased, fall off a cliff, and then suddenly be somewhere else. You might die in a dream and then wake up. The rules are fluid. The stories jump and change. Could dreams be a shadow, a faint echo of what branching feels like? They are not proof, but they are an experience we all share. In dreams, our mind shows us that a single self can journey through many disjointed stories and survive impossible things. It makes the idea of a consciousness moving through branching worlds feel a little less foreign. Our sleeping mind practices navigating uncertainty and catastrophe every night. We always wake up. In the theory, your waking self might be doing something similar, just on a scale you cannot perceive. But this leads to a difficult question. What happens when the possibilities to survive run out? If you are in a situation with truly zero chance of living, what then? The theory suggests that such a situation may be impossible. As long as a brain can function, some quantum state must support it. But let us imagine the end. Perhaps you're on a planet about to be swallowed by the sun. Every physical structure will be destroyed. Could there be a quantum path where you survive that? It seems fantastical. The theory pushes us to imagine extreme lonely ends. One possibility is that your conscious path eventually finds a world where you survive, but everything else is gone. You would be utterly alone in a barren universe. Your immortality would be a terrible curse. Another, gentler idea is that as possibilities narrow, your consciousness might merge or shift to the closest possible thread. Perhaps it would jump to a world where a version of you died a moment earlier, and you simply continue as that you without knowing. Another version, with almost the same memories, could exist in a nearby world. If your thread ended, maybe you would seamlessly become that nearly identical person. You would never notice the switch. A more philosophical idea is that consciousness itself might depend on a certain richness of experience. As the worlds where you can exist become simpler and more empty, the quality of your consciousness might fade. It might dim like a light, rather than snap off. You would not experience a violent end, but a quiet slowing down of thought, until there is nothing left to be aware of. This would not be death as we fear it. It would be a gentle dissipation of the self. Thinking about this is not about finding a happy answer. It is about following an idea to its logical and often uncomfortable end. Quantum immortality removes the fear of personal annihilation, but it can replace it with a fear of endless existence or profound loneliness. It challenges our sense of self. Are you a single solid thing, or are you a pattern that can be sustained across many realities? The theory suggests the latter. In the end, this idea forces us to look at life differently. Every close call, every lucky break from your perspective was not luck. It was the only outcome you could have witnessed. The version of you has survived every accident, every illness, every potential disaster. You are the ultimate survivor of your own story. This can feel empowering or isolating. It also makes our choices meaningful in a new way. In other worlds, other versions of you made different choices. You are living this specific life, with all its joy and pain, because this is the one your conscious self is attached to. This is your thread in the infinite tapestry. So, the theory of quantum immortality is not a promise of eternal youth or a scientific fact. It is a mirror. It reflects our deepest questions about life, death, and reality. It uses the language of quantum physics to tell an ancient story about the perseverance of consciousness. Whether it is literally true or not, it changes how you see the world. You start to see every moment as a branch point. You see every person as one version of a soul that exists in countless forms, and you are left wondering, on which branch does my awareness truly sit, and where, through all the twists and turns of possibility, will it finally find rest? Perhaps the answer is not a place, but a realization. You are, for now, the story that the universe is telling to itself. And the story, from your point of view, always continues. Perhaps our truest quest is not to find our single thread in the tapestry of existence, but to feel its unique texture, knowing it is both singular and endlessly repeated. This invites us to value the very weaving of the thread in the present moment, focusing not on the path's end, but on the next word, the next breath in life's magnificent, branching narrative. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the channel and like the video.